Wist, and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am, as always, your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Noelani Stevenson,
Regin Stockweather,
and Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And we are back. So, let's do a little bit of a recap, and then dive right in. So last session, the party had rushed to interrupt a brewing conflict between the, at the time, current crew of the Lost Crystal, captained by Vance, and Nira, the former captain of the Lost Crystal, accompanied by wizard allies, seemingly, Solaris and Nurgle.
I don't think they're allies. I think they are members of the LGBT community.
After a lot of tomfoolery, you were able to smooth over the situation with a minimal loss of life, ended with,
Wait, was there loss of life?
yeah, minimal. As in none.
Oh, okay.
Compared to the possibility.
Well, we don't know how all the crew
that's
wound
true.
up.
You did send a shark after them. Ended with the crew of the Lost Crystal being sent to swim to a nearby landmass, Nira sailing off with her ship, and Vance being set up in a position to steal Solaris and Nurgle's small ship, and sailing off into the sunset alone and with a shark, a sea monster, or a squid. I believe it was a squid in pursuit.
Oh, it was a squid and several sharks.
Right, okay. Vance sailing off with an array of sea creatures in pursuit. You guys then spent the day on Matt Black, recovering, having some conversations. Alden and Regin kissed, and then you all were able to sleep, and in the morning, teleported to Erebraer. You landed in the lake that holds the island on which the King's Court is held, just in time to see King Monanon and an array of attendants marching across the bridge. King Monanon looked down at you and said, "Oh good, glad that you're here, because we're under attack."
Guy's always looking down at us.
So that's where we're picking up. The four of you, the three of you plus Alden, are treading water in this lake. The king...
Finn is back floating.
Finn is already back floating. The king pauses just long enough to sort of look down at you. He says what he said last episode, and then he's like, you'll work with General Flora. I've assigned her to the rest of your people are assigned to her unit. And he points back in the direction of the island that the King's Court is on. And he's like, you can meet up with her there. Congratulations on being alive. Thank you for your help with the Marquand operation. I've heard great things about your work. And then
Stop it.
Without really waiting for a response, he just sort of turns and carries on back toward the mainland of the island, back to the main area of the city of Luola.
Does he have his owl with him?
He does have his owl with him.
I turn to Nurgle and point to the owl and like, remember what we're fighting for, buddy.
Nurgle from your shoulder, looks wistfully after the owl as it's,
Wow, was it a sexy owl?
It seems very focused. I mean, you don't really know what constitutes sexy in bird terms.
It's true.
I do.
No, you don't.
So we're supposed to head back into the court area to find General Flora?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I wade out of the water and start... Was there a bridge? I forget how we get there.
Yeah, there's a long bridge composed of plant matter. That's what the king was walking across.
Nice.
You guys can sort of wade up and catch yourselves on that bridge.
I'm not gonna wade. I'm gonna do one of those sexy get out of the pool push-ups.
Great.
Is it touching the surface of the water?
Yes, the bridge sort of floats on top of the water.
Okay, then I'm doing a push-up scenario.
Yeah, okay.
I don't get out of the water. I just swim alongside the bridge. It's fewer steps this way.
Yeah, but you're using more of the rest of your body.
No, steps as in steps on a process, not
Okay.
Never mind.
So you guys eventually all of you get out of the water onto the island just in time to kind of see what the king was indicating. So on the island of the King's Court, this forested island with the clearing and the crystal pool in the center, you can see that soldiers and mages are forming up into like small units that are clearly have been directed to go different places. Where the king pointed to, you can see a tall, clearly full elven woman, wearing this like elaborate armor. Looks similar to the armor that the knights who were sent with you to Marquand wear, and she's got this long bow. You see she clearly is the person that the king was indicating, and you see that she's talking to a group that are sort of arrayed around her, who all look like they're preparing for battle. You see at the edge of the group, you spot first Nell and Shiloh, who look like they were looking around for you guys. And kind of like, as soon as you approach, the two of them, like, break off from the group and start heading in your direction.
Can we do a
Alden,
slow motion run to embrace, please?
Well, no.
Damn.
Alden...
We go to start doing that, and then we remember we just killed both of their parents.
Yeah. Alden holds out his hand to you guys and is like, hold on a second. And he, like, quickens his step to intercept Nell and Shiloh before they reach the rest of you. You see that first he gives Shiloh a hug, and she, like, says something that clearly makes him laugh a little. And then he, like, straightens up and turns to Nell. And you can see you're sort of positioned so you're looking at Alden's back. And you see he's clearly, like, saying something. And then he pulls out the knife that he used to kill Retval and kind of, like, offers it to Nell, like, handle first. And you see Nell, like, takes it and, like, turns it over in their hands a few times. Their face kind of, like, tipped down so you can't quite see their expression. And then they just, like, drop the knife to the side and pull Alden into a hug.
Wow, I guess Nell didn't like his gift.
Bro, the way in which I did think you were going to say, and now Alden, in orc culture, is going to allow Nell to ritually slaughter him.
No. As you're sort of, like, watching this tableau, you hear a voice from a different direction, go, "There you are!" And Railthor comes, like, walking over from one of the other,
Hey,
like,
Big
sort
Daddy.
of walking, but in a very, power walk way, over from one of the other groups.
He's marching.
Yeah,
Can I slow
marching.
motion run and hug Dad?
You can, because he kind of, like, runs up and, like, without any pause, Regin just, like, grabs you into a hug and is like, I thought you were dead twice in the past 2 days. My goodness.
Yeah, sorry, a bit of an occupational hazard. I'm trying to get better at it.
Just the once.
Ooh, should I tell him?
Sorry.
I'm not gonna tell him.
He does not catch that, and just, like...
It's just me and Malachi are having this conversation 2 feet above his head.
Yeah. And he doesn't pay attention to it. Pulls back and is like, great work in Marquand, by the way. We, once that submarine exploded, we were able to get all the rest of them to surrender pretty quick. So that's,
fuck yeah.
That's all wrapped up. We wrapped things up over there, headed over here. Everybody thought you all had died in the explosion.
No, we just teleported.
That's happened before.
And then once contact was made, we thought maybe that you died when you didn't show up, but by then all of this was happening, with just sort of a wide gesture around him. So sendings were in kind of high demand.
Yeah, no, I'm okay, and we're here, and we're gonna fuck some shit up.
Hell yes.
Stronger even.
Wonderful. That's what I like to hear.
I feel like Regin and Railthor hugging is like... I feel like there's, like, bludgeoning damage happening.
There would be if you were anyone but each other.
Yeah.
By this point, Nell and Alden and Shiloh have kind of walked over to... And Rosie, by the way. Rosie is trotting along at Shiloh's heels. Wagging her little mechanical tail with a little squeaky noise as she approaches. They join the group of you, and Shiloh is like, "Hi, congrats on being alive."
Thanks.
Yup.
People should say that to me more often.
Don't sound so excited about it.
Yeah,
I give her a big hug.
I wasn't worried. She gives you a hug, gives the rest of you guys hugs.
Well, Malachi, like, peeks back at Railthorn and seeing that he's not listening. There was a hazard.
I think the term is casualty.
Nell, like, raises an eyebrow and is like, yeah, you're good now?
But it's fine.
Okay, great.
I handled it.
Okay.
Yeah, just sometimes at night I kind of feel myself wandering away from my body a little bit, and I sort of can walk through walls now.
Don't go near any waterfalls.
Yeah, don't go chasing waterfalls.
Well, you're not gonna have time for chasing waterfalls because we are,
Aw.
yeah, as you may have heard, the situation here is not great. Nell, like, gestures around at the army pulling themselves together and is like, so, just quick, getting you guys up to speed. Yesterday, all of the, ships that were positioned, like, all of the Lithios forces that were positioned anywhere near Luola at various points that we were aware of, and some points that I think Erebrer wasn't aware of, all began converging on Luola at once. Of course, defenses got thrown into high gear, but we were being caught a little bit flat-footed from what I can tell. Alden does, like, pull out the portfolio that he's still holding on to, and is like, yeah, I'm going to go give this to the general since the king walked away, because there's probably useful information in here. And he parts from your group and goes over to where the general is.
I look after him longingly.
Nell and Shiloh exchange a glance with each other and then, like, raise their eyebrows at Malachi and Finn.
Malachi nods. Oh yeah, that came to a head.
Whoa, I thought they just kissed.
And anyway, Lithios' forces are preparing to attack within the next half hour. If we can repel this initial attack, like, they have not paused since they began heading for Luola. If we can repel this initial attack, it should at least buy some breathing room for people to regroup and figure out what to do here, but this was not an action that anyone expected them to take, so... I
feel like at this point maybe we should have.
Yeah, I think it just,
That wasn't a criticism.
well, hey, I wasn't here. I don't know how much information Erebrer had access to, but anyway, you sort of see that the General Flora is talking to Alden and has, like, taken this portfolio and is, like, flipping through it. Alden's, like, pointing out to her the most relevant bits of information, and you see the General, like, hands it to someone next to her who's clearly going to go distribute this information where it can be useful. Because even though it's getting here a bit late, there's still a matter of, like, which forces are here exactly, and, like, what their angles that they're going to attack from are, and all that kind of information that you know is still in there and will still be useful even at this point. The general then sort of, like, looks up at the group of you and kind of, like, jerks her head like a get over here motion.
Malachi goes over.
I'm going over there, but because I want to, not because you told me to.
Oh wait, shit! I'm the only person who's technically a citizen here. Am I gonna be drafted? Am I getting drafted right now?
If you don't get court-martialed first.
Ah, shit! You're right.
I think we kind of volunteered.
You guys go back to this larger group. You recognize a lot of. It looks like your. All of you who came here with AAA have been more or less kept together, in a sort of, hey, you already know how to fight together sort of way. You see that Mar and Shala are both in this group, and they sort of look over it and clearly are, like, getting ready to fight. They look over at you, at Malachi specifically, and sort of, like, both nod to you, but this is supposed to be a, like, listening to the general moment, so they don't say anything. Baleen has no such qualms, and comes, like, shoves her way through everybody else over to you guys and hugs Finn. And it's like, hi!
Hey! We do our secret handshake.
Yeah, you do the secret handshake. As you do, she's like, I am so glad that you're here, because this is a bad situation.
You're not fighting, are you?
I mean... So, I was told that I could go with the rest of the non-combatants and hide in the city, but I don't want to. So, yes.
Are you Are you sure? You feel...
Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I've been practicing with this. She has a dagger. She's like, I've been practicing with this. I'll be fine.
All right.
Stay close to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go, like, running directly into the front lines or anything like that.
Good.
Yeah, no, stay like 5 feet from me. 10 feet, maybe.
Oh, well, you run into the front lines a lot, though.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you stay on the other side of me.
Oh, okay.
And listen, Baleen, I look her up and down. You've got like a level or two at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
A whole 1, maybe 2.
Okay, yeah, alright, good. Yeah, that's not nothing.
After this battle, I might even get 3. Who knows?
Ooh, nice. Just, listen, if things, get bad, I'll try to keep an eye out for you. But if things get bad, just, go in the water.
Oh.
All of ocean life has actually sworn a vow to protect you in all situations. It was a thing I did when we were 15.
Oh. Finn?
Honestly, crazy that I haven't brought it up before, but yeah, so...
Okay.
It's, it's sort of like a post-hypnotic suggestion kind of thing in all sea creatures, so...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, just, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We should stop saying this.
The general raises her voice, and she says, "So, my unit, we have been tasked with protecting one of the sacred evergreens. Now, I know that a lot of you don't know what that is, so I'll explain it. There is a druidic shield over the island of Luola. It does not prevent all hostiles from crossing her borders, but it does help to deflect against some artillery weapons, and it causes resistance to those who would try to enter, especially when great quantities of them are doing so. This spell is held in place by 3 equidistantly placed evergreens that have been growing on this island for hundreds of years. We have reason to believe that the enemy is aware of the existence of these trees. If any one of these trees falls, the shield will be destabilized. If all 3 of them fall, it will collapse completely. So, we have been given the task of protecting the easternmost one. We will be keeping it from burning. Are there any questions?
Which units are on the other 2? Do we have communications with them?
We will, if the trees fall, we will know. It will be evident. She says 2 names that you don't recognize.
Emperor Scrunt and Brigadier Snoodle.
Exactly. Additionally, there will be messengers going back and forth throughout the island, keeping up communication between various parts of the defense.
Hey, they never kill those guys.
Well, she gives kind of half a smile, and as she says messengers, she points at, like, a squirrel on, like, crouched on the ground nearby. Like, there's, like, 3 squirrels kind of lined up in obvious, paying attention formation.
Do they have little squirrel tactical gear on? Is this, like, squirrel nom?
No, they gotta be discreet.
Yeah, they're discreet, but they have little squirrel sashes that clearly mark them as,
a squandalier.
Little things to tie messages on with.
Do they have a little acorn hat?
Sure, they can have a little acorn hat.
Wow.
Finn sees this and just looks entirely unimpressed, and he's like, yeah, they can't even go underwater, though.
General Flora says, if there are no more questions, then follow me.
Can we call dibs on the evergreen closest to the water?
We already have our evergreen.
Oh, they handed them out. We missed it.
It's close to the water.
Don't worry, Eastern Evergreen's really good. They're like D1.
She leads you across the bridge and to the rest of Luola. Railthor kind of like catches up with your group and is like, I'm supposed to, so a bunch of us came over from Marquand after it was clear that things were kind of handled there. We came over here to, tell Erebrer how it had gone and see if we could offer any help here. And I'm probably supposed to be with that unit over there, but I'm gonna, I'd like to, fight alongside you, if that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, here's a question for you. Where the fuck did I get this accent from?
He sort of shrugs.
Pirates.
He's like, your mother sounded a bit like that. And Shiloh's grandma, who's also in this group. She's got her, like, big knitted shawl and also her, like, massive longbow with her.
Wow, queen.
And she's like, that sounds like an accent from certain rural parts of Erebrer, too. I think that's one of our accents.
Oh, okay, thank God. I was like, what the fuck?
It's sure not Marquand, but...
Yeah, no, it was just kind of a... Anyway, sorry, yeah, good to see you, Dad.
He grins. You arrive on this, like, rocky outcropping off to the eastern side of Luola. You have the village behind you. And Luola sort of has this, like, you know that there's really no beach anywhere here.
Aww.
There's, like, the dock at the southern side of Luola, which is where you guys initially arrived at, and which is probably where, like, the bulk of the army will be attacking.
Yeah.
And then all around, it's like, it's just these rocky shores and outcroppings. You see, like, standing between the buildings of the village and the sea, is this lone, beautiful pine tree. Very, very tall, with just all of these, like, long, elegant, branches and the, like, signs of, you can see, like, birds' nests and little creatures that clearly live up there. And now that it's been pointed out to you, you can see that sort of, like, emanating from the top of the tree is something that almost looks like tree sap, like, right at the top. And then as it spreads out, is just this, like, very, very nearly invisible, like, amber-colored shield over the top of the village.
Amber is the color of your energy.
Yeah. And looks like it would go crashing down if the tree were to fall.
Uh-oh.
The tree is 50 feet from the water's edge.
Oh, not bad.
You can see, now that once you kind of come out of the village and have an unimpeded view of the sea, it almost takes your breath away a little bit to see the full power of the Lithios fleet arrayed against Erebrer. There are hundreds of ships lined up, all flying the colors of Lithios. You can see they sort of all, like, blend together.
Yeah.
But you can see that they are clearly pulling themselves into attack formation, with some of them, like, holding back, some of them heading directly for the docks, and some peeling off to sort of flank around the sides of the island, including a contingent of ships that are coming over toward your side of the island. General Flores says, we expect that there'll be rowboats with forces coming from those ships. Rather than direct cannon fire, as long as the shield is up, they know direct cannon fire won't be as effective, so they will send people to take down the shields first.
Okay, so the tree itself is on the rocky outcropping, or that's just where we are looking at it?
The tree is, like, you guys are on this rocky peninsula, kind of, like this rocky shore with the tree.
Is this like a cliff situation, or are we on the ground level?
You are, like, a little bit above the ocean, but not
a situation where they'd have to, like, scale the cliffs or something.
Right. Like, they'll be able to kind of, like, come up with their boats and then clamber up onto the rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
But there will have to be some clambering that will presumably slow them down a bit.
Okay.
Let me know how you guys would like to position yourselves. I'll let you know that we're going to run this, like, similar to how we did with the defending Marquand battle, where, like, your allies are fighting all around you, but it is abstracted to be just the combat that the three of you as a unit who know how to work together are in. And the others sort of know that to leave you the strongest enemies, basically.
Thanks.
So the other battles might intersect with yours, but mostly just sort of consider what's in initiative as the guys that are your problem to deal with. And then, yeah, let me know anything that you want to do right now.
Well, I want to look out over the sea, and after taking a customary moment, just appreciate the sea.
Even at a moment like this.
Can I see, like, how exactly far along are they in this assault? Like, are rowboats already hitting the beach, or does it look like most people are still on the ships a little ways out?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
23.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you've got this, contingent. I don't know does anybody know what a group of ships that's smaller than a fleet is called?
A flotilla.
Ooh.
Hey!
Wow. Glad I asked. This, like, small flotilla of ships, that has come around toward the eastern side of the island. And on the ship, there are, you, Finn, as you look out, can see people getting into rowboats and starting to move toward you guys.
Okay. And how close together is that flotilla of ships, if you were perhaps to describe it as a cube?
They're fairly big ships. To keep it relatively simple, I'm gonna say, like, 1,200 feet by 1,200 feet. You've got all, like, 12 ships within that cube.
Okay. And last question, how far away are they from my position right now?
They're having to be back far enough, and you guys can see the sea is choppy, and, like, it's choppy to the point where, Finn, you've got enough, affinity with the sea. You can feel that, like, these waters are angry on purpose.
Nice.
This is part of the defense of Luola and of Erebrer, that the waters are not smooth sailing. So the ships themselves are having to be back a ways so that they don't get dashed on the rocks. So I'm gonna say, like, the closest one is 500 feet from you guys.
All right, so Finn looks out, takes that in, sees the choppy water, and is like, amateur stuff. And then he turns back to Malachi and Regin, and is like, okay, what's the math here? Okay, I've got, like, 6 cubes on me. I've got, 10 times the area of effect, double the range. How many do you think I need?
What the hell are you talking about?
Does Finn have all the cubes that we have in our possession?
I think you have 1, and I have all the others.
Do you want this? Or should I hold on to it?
I'll take it, honestly.
Okay, well, give it back when you're done.
Okay.
Can I have one?
Finn is, pulling the cubes out of his cloak. He takes Malachi.
Will the power of this magic, tear you apart or something, do we think?
I don't know. If it does, good thing you can cast Revivify, huh?
Well, not if you're torn apart.
Oh, that reminds me, actually. I drop the cubes in a pile on the ground, reach into my cloak again, and give Malachi the other 2 spell component
Thank
beads.
you.
It makes no sense for me to be holding these.
That's entirely correct. Regin, he put it in your mouth.
Real oversight.
I had to take it out of your mouth.
Okay.
Finn, you dump, 6 or 7 cubes on the ground?
I think 7. Honestly, it might be 8 at this point.
You dump between 6 and 8 cubes on the ground. Everyone from AAA stares at you. Nell is like, what the fuck? Where did these come from?
Oh, so now all of a sudden it's wrong to collect cubes?
No, I mean, I'm glad that you've got them. I'm just a little bit...
Mostly Retval. He had a lot.
It's probably not the time. What are you doing?
I'm seeing if I can end this before it starts. See those ships out there?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone looks out at the ships and then looks back at you.
Hopefully not for much longer.
Okay.
Okay, so Finn picks up all the cubes. He's holding them in a precarious stack in his arms.
He's got to be sitting like crisscross applesauce so he can hold them all.
And he sits crisscross applesauce on the edge of the outcropping closest to the sea.
Malachi's just standing over him with his axe at the ready.
He has to lean to one side to see the sea past the pile of cubes that's in front of his face. And what I want to do is cast Control Water.
Okay.
And I want to use the cubes to juice it up. Because normally it has a 300-foot range and it affects a 100-foot cube. I want both of those numbers to go way up.
Awesome. Okay. So.
I lick the cube on top of the pile for good measure.
Hey.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it, guys.
Stop. We don't know if that makes it worse.
You stride out to the edge of the shore, holding all of these cubes. You lick the one on top. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Good form. You gotta lick them. Tastes like a battery.
Uh-oh.
Is this good or bad?
That's a nat 20.
No fucking way, Andy.
So 25 altogether.
Okay, yeah. So, Finn, you can see that by this point, the first few rowboats have launched and are starting to make their way over to you guys. But you can tell that there are more people on these ships. I mean, there's a dozen ships out here. That's hundreds of soldiers who are going to come and overwhelm you guys' force, which is like maybe 50 people total on this shore over here. You take all of these cubes in your hands and feel the buzzing power of them. The cubes have like vaguely different signatures. And so having multiple of them at once means that there is like a lot of arcane magic ricocheting between them, sort of unstable. And
this feels funny.
It feels kind of shaky in your hands, especially as you try to connect with the power that you're holding. You head down to one of the like lower rocks where the waves are breaking over your feet. And as soon as you feel the seawater on your ankles, you feel the steadying force of the sea beneath the chaotic force that you hold in your hands. You look out to where the ships are, and yeah, you can, with a natural 20 comes to a 25, you can get the rowboats that have already launched are still heading for you, but the entire fleet, would you like to tell me what happens?
Oh my god.
Okay.
The entire flotilla, rather.
Okay, so I am casting Control Water primarily with the part water effect.
Okay.
And so I feel the sea. I feel its cool, refreshing touch lapping at my feet. And I think that these people, these surface dwellers, have gotten a little too comfortable on the sea. You know, they feel a little too safe, a little too relaxed, just being out there in the ocean on top of it, thinking that they're masters of the domain or something. Well, they're not. And let's see how they like it when it gets taken away for a second. And so you guys all watch as the water underneath these ships in a massive swath, because it's the whole flotilla, starts to bubble and shake even more than the already choppy water is, and very suddenly drains away, and the sea just parts. There's like a massive crater of no water underneath all these ships as the water sweeps to the side and rises up in a massive wall of suspended water just surrounding these ships, which I can only assume are now rapidly plummeting to the rocky ocean floor beneath them.
Oh, yeah.
So I wait and I watch. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I watch as the ships fall to the ground. I guess it doesn't take that long. They're big. They're falling fast. And for a moment, the sea is not still, because the sea is never still. It's ever moving, ever shifting. But for a moment, nothing else really happens. And then, I don't know if any of you are near Finn enough to hear.
Yes, I'm standing over you with my axe.
Oh, yeah. And then you hear Finn whisper, "Now let's see how they like being in the water." And suddenly those massive walls of water collapse inwards, raining down onto the ships that a moment ago were sitting on dry rock and are now being pummeled by massive waves from above.
Wow. Yeah, you see, like, within a minute, where there was a set of 12 beautiful ships, the pride of Lithios' fleet, There is just nothingness, and then there is just debris. The ocean is churning. There are bits of wood strewn all over the place. You can hear the screams and the panic, even from this far out.
Music to my ears.
As people who are still in the water grab for bits of debris, you can see that this has caught the attention of the rest of the fleet further off to the south, as well as other people who are on the island of Luola. From around you, everyone kind of fell into shocked silence as they watched Finn do this, and then you hear your allies behind you start cheering.
Yeah!
As just, the sea is just full of shattered wood and debris and people desperately clinging to whatever sort of flotation they can find, no longer with attacking on their minds, just with surviving and possibly getting back to the rest of their fleet.
Because the waters are still choppy from, like, the defense stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. It's not a good sea to be in. Like, you wouldn't want to be going for a nice swim in this, much less having a wave of water crash down onto you.
I lean over to Finn. That still only counts as one.
Malachi claps Finn on the back really proudly.
Finn looks up. Regin, I'm trying to focus. He sounds like that because he still has his tongue on the cube.
Yeah, Finn, as this is coming down, would you go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw?
I'm just imagining also the sound of, like,
Yeah.
a massive wall of water just going shwoop.
Oh, yeah. That was what really, it was mostly silent at first, and then there was this slamming noise that got everyone to pay attention.
Finn, you just killed, like, 400 people.
Aha!
Hopefully.
That is a 31.
Okay, cool. Great. Cool. No adverse effects. You can just do this.
Wow! I'm invincible!
He'll never learn.
You can feel the cubes in your hands are getting, like, simultaneously, like, very hot and very cold and very electric, and you do sort of have to either drop or put down or put in your pockets them because they are, going haywire a little bit, but you're able to do that without having to take any damage or experience any effects. So, yeah, great.
Yeah, I just stuff it back in my pockets.
Hey, Malachi holds his hand out for his.
Great news, guys! Absolute power doesn't corrupt me! This is huge!
General Flora raises her voice and she's like, all right, well, we still have hostiles. Don't let your guards down.
Okay, yeah, you're doing a great job, too!
You see that she's right. Those first few rowboats are still determinedly, even with the horrors behind them, determinedly making their way toward your shore. Yeah, as if, hey, the mission still needs to be accomplished.
Oh, come on, I just killed everyone you know! Take a minute!
You do see that
Some people want revenge, Finn.
and the General Flora is definitely, like, looking at you with a mixture of an expression that very clearly reads, boy, I'm glad this guy's on our side.
I give her a peace sign with my mage hand.
Behind you, you hear bells, by the way, have been ringing this entire time, like, from the village. But now they sort of fall silent. And you can see that King Monanon is actually standing, like, at the top of a tower, kind of near the docks. There is, like, this tall, one of the taller buildings on this island. He's standing, like, at the top of it. He holds up his staff and yells out, "For Erebrer!" And then he turns into a giant eagle and comes swooping down off the tower toward the dock. You hear the sounds of battle being engaged elsewhere on Luola as you guys see the first of these rowboats reach your shores. If you have any last preparatory spells that you want to cast in, like, the round before battle, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just tell me where you're standing and we'll roll initiative.
Malachi shouts, "And for Aslan!"
And for the lurker, am I right?
I'm gonna rage.
Beautiful.
And I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points to make it an arcane rage, of course.
Nice.
And to take my shirt off if I haven't done that already.
Of course.
So I power the fuck up.
Cool.
Malachi's just standing there.
Excellent.
Malachi's just gonna sit here twiddling his pearls.
Stop doing that in public!
better than keeping them in your mouth.
Yeah, if I have another round, can I say I have not dropped concentration on control water?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
And I'm now going to shift it to the flood, or in this case, the more relevant subclause, wave effect. And create a 20-foot tall wave that, and I quote, any huge or smaller vehicles in the wave's path are carried with it to the other side. So I just want to push all of the rowboats that are in the shallows approaching us just 100 feet back into the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yes. So what that'll do, I'll roll for them to see which ones capsize, which would be bad for them. I will say, the, super powered control water that was being amplified by the cubes, that, as you pull it back, is gone. So it's no longer affecting, it's now just the normal range of control water, which is still a 100-foot cube with a 300-foot range. And now that these rowboats are getting closer, if you, wait for them to approach you, that's fine. Andy, describe to me exactly, in this prep round, describe to me exactly what you're doing with control water. You have, and I'll tell you just straight up, there's 5 rowboats that are kind of scattered so that, as if one would arrive each turn. Kind of, so that they are a bit spread out, as they were sort of coming from the ships that are now, the flotilla that is now debris in the ocean. And you can see the first one is close enough that you can see that it contains what is clearly a mage wearing the war mage robes of Lithios, and 4 demons or devils. This mage has a unit of summoned devils with it.
Huh.
Okay, so I'm going to use the wave effect of control water, and suddenly the shallows on this beach, which, normally are shallow and you can walk in them, magically swell up, and a 20-foot wave appears basically out of thin water on the beach and is going into the ocean, the opposite of the direction a wave usually travels.
Uh-huh.
And it is picking up any vehicles, any boats in its path, and carrying them 100 feet away.
Okay.
And they have a chance to capsize.
Cool.
And Finn causes the destruction of hundreds of ecosystems, sending a backwards wave into the ocean.
Yeah.
I can send a frontways wave after.
He's already, creating a hole in the ocean and then crashing down. Yeah. Tsunamis are happening elsewhere. Those just aren't your problem.
That's all the cycle.
So you do this.
I don't know how else to tell you to go away.
I'm gonna say that you hit the first 2 boats. That those are the ones who were at the right. So including the one with the mage and all the demons in it. I'm gonna roll for both of these boats to see if either of them capsizes. I'm rolling 2d4. On a 1, it capsizes.
And do you guys know if demons can swim?
Wow, I rolled 2 4s, so neither capsize. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Follow-up question. Were the demons rowing?
Yes. This wave comes up, this reverse wave, just picks up the 2 boats closest to you and deposits them 100 feet out. This first one had been just about to beach, and you just shove it way back out to sea.
You gotta watch out for riptides.
It manages to stay upright, but you can see that it's this wizard at the front of the boat who'd been lifting their staff to cast a spell, is just glaring daggers at you as their boat gets pushed back. From elsewhere on the island, you can hear bells ringing. General Flora sort of looks at the 3 of you and is like, do you think you can handle this?
Yes.
Right here?
Go.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of figured it was already handled.
Once you clean up the stragglers, come join us this way. She indicates just a little bit further down toward the south side of the island.
Another tree?
No, the other trees are too far.
Okay.
Come around to the south side. That seems to be where they're launching the main assault from. And she...
Oh man, I thought this was the main assault.
She just kind of leads the rest of the group away from here, leaving you guys to deal with the stragglers. you have now essentially, like, Regin, you raged. Malachi, do you have anything that you want to do while this is happening?
I don't think there's really anything I can do while they're not up here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fun.
Malachi is doing some gentle stretching. He's cracking his neck.
If I could be working from the time Finn started his control water, I would cast magic circle around the tree, but I don't know if we have a full minute, so.
Here's what I'll say. Just make a raw intelligence check for me.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. This is just it's plausible that Malachi, as a former member of the army, would think, oh, it's possible that a war mage with summoned demons could be here. This is a thing that happens sometimes. But that just didn't occur to you until you saw the boat, and then you're like, oh, fuck. But by then it was too late.
I literally have a spell for this.
Finn, your control water pushes the boats back, and then this mage who's holding eye contact with you just, like, leans over the edge of her boat, puts her hand in the water, and she's just gonna cast Dispel Magic and try to end control water.
Boo.
She does have to roll for it, does fine, gets a total of 17, and so, Finn, you feel the ocean still itself. It's still choppy waters, but there is no longer a wave actively pushing these guys back. And the rowboats, like, redouble their efforts. If you would like to cast Control Water again in the future, feel free to do so, but these ones are essentially taking the dash action to push themselves all the way to the shore, these first two.
Because this is a fancy special magic tree, could it count as a creature?
For what purpose?
Protection from evil and good.
You're an Ancients Paladin, I'll say yes.
A treacher.
Trees are people to him.
I've been reading my tree book recently, and trees have intelligence, trees have memories, trees have foresight, trees have lots of things.
Okay.
Trees have friends.
I will not allow that to have most trees count as creatures. But this specific tree, and because you're an Ancients Paladin, I will say you can cast Protection from Good and Evil on it.
Hannah's ruling strictly against trees having friends.
I am. I'm anti-trees having friends. Thumbs down.
You know, when Hannah first described this tree sitting out here all by itself, my first thought was like, oh man, that tree's in danger. Yeah. Because trees are strongest when they have other trees around them.
It has a root network connecting it to the other trees on the island, though. Don't even worry.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any defense against wind or storms.
No.
Or bugs, even. If you're
well,
too far
now
away.
It's got defense against demons because you're casting Protection from Good and Evil on
it. If you're too far away, you won't be able to hear you won't be able to smell the scent signals from the other trees that are being attacked by animals telling you to put your little toxins out, so you won't be prepared when they attack you.
Wow.
That's why you gotta live near other trees. Okay, yeah.
Malachi's explaining this to the tree as he's casting Protection from Good and Evil.
Yeah, as I'm casting, Malachi's, you I don't know if you, like, I can cast, like, plant growth, but you really ought to have some more guys around you because, you know, by yourself out here, you're just at massive risk all the time.
Huh? Wait, what, Malachi?
Nothing.
Oh.
Just talking myself.
Oh, okay.
You cast Protection from Good and Evil. At this point, I'm going to have us go ahead and roll initiative as these first two rowboats dispel magic on Finn's control water and make their way close enough to the beach to be an initiative.
Man, I'm really just surrounded by a bunch of fucking nature-loving hippie children. You know, I got the one who's communing with the water.
Don't call me a hippie.
The one who's communing with the trees. Trees have friends. It's fucking, I don't know. This is why you people haven't invented cans yet.
You talk with dragons, what's the difference?
Dragons are people.
Trees are people. They have friends.
Fish are better than people.
I got a nat 1.
Wow, I thought I'd be the worst. I got a nat 2.
Wow.
That's a 5 for me and a 14 for Nurgle.
That is a 4 for me.
12.
Cool.
I guess it tracks. We're just sitting there waiting for them to come.
Oh, did I get to kiss Alden for good luck before he went off with the rest of the platoon?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we rushed it, but a lot of glances were exchanged between you guys and your friends, and...
I give Baleen a little smile.
Yeah, she gives you a little sort of half-nervous wave.
Malachi watched his moms walk away until they were out of sight.
Actually, I think Alden won't kiss you in front of everyone, but he does, like, squeeze your hand.
That tracks.
Fair enough.
As Alden walks away, Finn whispers to Baleen, "No, but, like, I swear they did. They definitely did."
I believe you. Okay, I'm gonna go fight a war.
Okay, have fun.
Thanks, you do. First to act in this initiative are the Barbed Devils. So, as this first rowboat beaches, these two green humanoid devils covered in spikes both leap out of the boat. They run up on shore, and both of them just kind of like collect these fireballs in their hands, and they're just gonna hurl it directly at the tree.
Hey.
So, I believe they have disadvantage on this because of protection from good and evil.
They do indeed have disadvantage.
Cool. So I'm gonna make 4 attacks with disadvantage.
I'm helping!
And the tree has a decent armor class. It doesn't have, like, no armor class. First one misses. Second one is a nat 1, misses. Third one manages to hit. And the fourth one also just barely manages to hit. The second devil is apparently much more, talented.
What the hell?
So, the tree takes a total of 14 fire damage and is aflame. It looks okay. Like, the tree has... In fact, I'll just tell you straight up. The tree has 100 hit points. But, it is on fire, and thus, if something is not done to make it be not on fire, it will potentially take more fire damage.
Good thing we have a way with water.
And these two devils just... Actually, they're smart enough to be aware that Finn is doing things with the ocean, so they move away from the water a little bit.
So how far are they from us?
Like 20 feet or so. They're standing where you can reach them if you need to. So that's the important part. Next, the pyromancer will act. So this wizard is going to get out of the boat so that she's not in the water anymore, but will not go any further than that. She's just going to stand like right at the water's edge. And she's just going to cast Fireball. All of you guys go ahead and give me dexterity saving throws.
29.
I rolled a nat 1.
Ooh.
Which comes to a 4.
21.
Okay. So Finn and Regin both pass, taking half of, I rolled a total of 30 damage, so you take half of that, and then I believe Aura of Warding also halves
Yes,
it?
you're all halved again.
Yeah, Finn and Regin take 7 damage each. Malachi, you take 15, as you take half of the full 30, because you failed.
Pays to be near Malachi.
Now it's Nurgle's turn.
Nurgle, get a bird's eye view. I guess be ready to help me if I need it. But also, bird's eye view, keep an eye out Baleen. Just let me know if it looks like she's about to get killed.
Nurgle takes to the sky and soars above you. You can see him sort of like drifting over toward where you saw the rest of your squad run off. Malachi, that's you.
Did the pyromancer get off the boat? Or
She got off the boat so that she couldn't have a wave created under her, but she didn't come any closer. She just stopped.
Is she within attacking range? Like, could I get to her?
Not if you guys were standing by the tree. She is 50 feet from the tree.
So if I dashed, then I could.
Yeah. You can reach the devils.
I would like to be positioned like a good 10 feet in front of the tree, I think. Like, as if I was to guard it with my body.
Yes.
So yeah, Malachi's gonna use his action to dash over to the pyromancer.
Yeah. She like kind of shrieks out, "Protect me!" To the two demons still in the boat behind her, who are these two like massive, like gorilla-like demons, and whose turn it is next. So, both of these gorilla demons pull themselves out of the rowboat and charge directly at you, Malachi. So, this first one's going to try to bite you.
Ew.
19 to hit.
That's my AC.
Perfect. So you take 13 piercing damage as it just, like, chomps down on you. It's then going to make 2 attacks with its fists. Okay, 1 miss, 1 hit. The hit deals 7 bludgeoning damage. And then the second one is going to attack with the exact same.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, another 19 to hit with the bite.
Come on.
So that's...
You guys are disgusting. Why is everyone always trying to eat me?
Because you're looking like a snack, Mal.
Thanks, Regin. Malachi, gives him a little salute.
7 piercing damage this time.
Okay.
And then both fists hit as well, for a total of 18 damage from both of these fists.
Pain in the ass.
Oh god, their fists are in your ass? Malachi, focus on the battle!
Shut up.
The second rowboat lands, and these two like human soldiers, although they definitely look, they're wearing leather armor rather than, like, the heavy armor, and they look more like wrestlers, almost. Like, they have no weapons in their hands, but you can see that they are very strong.
They're little grappling guys, eh?
They're gonna split up, and they're both gonna dash to get in melee with Finn and Regin, respectively. But they don't have enough movement to attack, so they're just gonna dash into melee with you guys. Cool. That is Finn's turn.
Okay. And I'm not still standing in the water. I'm closer to the tree because I walked over when I thought Malachi was talking to me.
Of course.
So I turn, I look at the soldier in front of me and I look at the wizard and I shout out, so, like, you saw what, like, happened out there, right? Like, you saw that? And you're like, you're still into this?
The wizard is like, all we have to do is burn this tree. Your wave magic it's on fire still.
Oh, you're just jealous because water magic's better than fire magic.
The brawler in front of you looks more concerned that you're going to just, like, make him explode or something. But you can also see that his pupils are, like, very dilated. Like, he looks like he's maybe...
Oh, this guy took something.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they're on something.
This guy's juiced up.
Okay, so I am going to just sort of, like, shake my head condescendingly at the brawler in front of me, and then look back to the wizard and be like, allow me to demonstrate! And I'm going to Eldritch Blast this guy who's right in front of me.
Beautiful.
16, 19, and 27 to hit.
All of those hit.
Wow.
Nice.
Leather armor, dude? Really? That's an even 30 force damage.
Great.
As I just pew, pew, pew right into his chest.
Yeah, he, like, stumbles back a little bit as he takes these hits, and then, like, goes to use the momentum to, like, roll forward, and he's clearly going to try to grab you when it comes to his turn.
Oh my god. This guy's ice cold. And then I'm going to summon my tentacle right next to me and give him a smack with that.
Awesome. He's bloodied, by the way.
Nice.
After that.
25 to hit.
Hits.
6 damage.
Okay. Good for the tentacle.
I look at his steely glare and I yell to the wizard, what did you give this guy?
Wasn't me! I'm not responsible for everything. I'm not in charge here. Regin, that's your turn.
Alright, so in a hysterical inversion of the last time we were in a battle involving a sort of magical tree, I am going to use Control Flames to instantly extinguish the fire on the tree.
Yeah.
I just kind of turn to it and I'm like, stop that. And I put it out.
Yeah, you do. No problem. Easily done. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I would just like to, like, get in front of Finn. Be like, I am the target.
My hero.
Yeah. I'll say you guys are right next to each other, so you sort of put yourself in the way of both these brawlers, Regin.
Yeah. Oh no, 2 big beefy dudes hopped up on speed and leather armor coming directly for me. What the hell am I gonna do? Oh.
You fools! He's been waiting for this his whole life!
Cool.
Think of Alden, Regin.
Can I give Finn half cover, like, mechanically, by doing this?
Yeah, I will say sure. You can give him half cover. You sort of put your shoulder in front of him here. And he's not being grappled yet, so I will say that works fine.
I am twice as wide as him.
It's true. At the top of the next round, this third boat lands. You can see that there's 4 guys in it. 2 of them are holding these, like, metal rods that sort of look like torches. Like, there's, like, a blazing tip at the end of it that looks red hot.
Too much fire around here.
That is the Barbed Devils. Malachi, did you maintain concentration?
Oh, I didn't make the check. Sorry, 1 second.
Just make, I think it was 5, quick Constitution saving throws. None of them were a higher DC than 10, so you just have to beat 10.
Okay. Yes, I save all of them.
Great. These guys are gonna just hurl fire at the tree again, because that's what their orders are, but they have disadvantage on all these. Misses. Misses again. This is the third one. Oh, man. 4th one is a nat 1 and a nat 20 on the 2 dice I rolled there, so misses the tree with the disadvantage. Shout out to Protection from Good and Evil. They're hurling all these fireballs, but they're just glancing off around the tree.
How I am helping.
That is the 2 guys holding the big torches.
Nothing to worry about with these guys. They're obviously just here to light the way.
Okay. So both of these guys can dash as a bonus action, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to leap out of the boat, dash as a bonus action up to Finn, Regin, and the tree. And then both of them point these metal rods to act almost like flamethrowers. They are going to catch both of you guys and the tree in two, like, cones of flame. So I need 2 dexterity saving throws from each of you.
I got 116 and 1 nat 1.
23 and 18.
Okay, so you pass both of those. Regin, you... Ooh, yikes. You pass one, fail one.
I take the brunt of the flames for Finn.
You do. Okay, so Finn, you take a total of 10 damage. Regin, you take a total of 15. And the tree lights on fire again.
No!
Again with this!
It only takes 9 fire damage, but it does light on fire. Cool. That's those guys' turns. Now they're standing right here. The wizard, she's just going to try and hit. She goes as if to hit you with her staff, but rather than just hitting you with her staff, she casts a spell that sort of causes this arcane explosion as it tries to hit you, Malachi.
Spell of hit you with staff really hard.
Okay, well, because she's casting a spell, I do get to attack her.
Yeah, I will say she casts the spell before it properly intercepts. So, you can go ahead and make your opportunity attack in the middle of her attack.
16?
Yeah, she's gonna cast shield.
Ugh.
So she casts this, and this is actually, it's a reaction called Arcane Shield. So I also need you to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, please.
What the fuck? That was a nat 20.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so you feel like as your axe swings down, she throws up this like glowing shield in front of you. Your axe hits it, and there's this like explosion of hot air that nearly pushes you back off your feet. But you manage to keep your footing and not get pushed away from her. But the shield does deflect your axe's blow. Her swing then resolves. Let's see if she can even hit your armor class. No, that's a 17.
Okay.
So she, just a lot of people missing each other on this round as she finishes her swing, but she's a little off balance from having to deflect you, and it just clangs against the plate of your armor.
I whisper to Regin, are they dancing?
Okay, that's her turn. Nurgle is still soaring above you, has not yet started sounding an alarm yet. This is actually Malachi's turn, and I previously said that this third boat had 4 guys in it. I was looking at the wrong. It was just these 2 guys with the iron rods.
Okay.
So that is now Malachi's actual turn, and you're still in melee with the wizard.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack her, I guess.
Awesome. Go for it.
First attack is another 16.
Yeah, she can't shield because she used her reaction, and they reset at the beginning of your turn, so it does hit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll smite the bitch at the 2nd level.
Okay.
That's a 35 damage.
Awesome. Significant hit. Does not quite bloody her, but like almost bloodies her in one hit.
Oh yeah, I get to do another.
What's her name? Is it like Bathsheba or something?
No.
Oh.
She's not wearing a name tag, so you'd have to like stop the battle and ask her.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm not telling you, traitors!
We're
not Fae.
Hold on! Even if you think we're enemies, in what sense are we traitors? Well, okay, Malachi did desert.
And you're from Gillsbury, which is
You're right.
part of Lithios.
You've got me there. I guess I am doing treason right now.
I suppose he's not a traitor.
Yeah.
She points at Regin, and it's like, you're just an opponent.
I'm a patriot.
I'm a citizen of the ocean. Thank you very much. My parents live in Gillsbury. I live in the moment. And the sea. More the sea than anything.
Okay, 19 on my 2nd.
Yep.
Hit.
Hits, and she still doesn't have a reaction.
Yeah.
Hey, and my parents don't live in Gillsbury because you guys blew it up.
I'll just 1st level smite this time. Yeah, that's 34 damage.
Jesus. Okay. She is extremely bloodied.
Bitch.
You swing into her with your axe twice, and her calling you a traitor again gets kind of caught in her throat as she starts coughing up blood instead. Okay. The wizard kind of, like, coughs out to the Bargoras. Get him away from me!
No, don't do that.
And the Bargora...
It's a battle of wills. Who will they respect?
...is going to forego its attack to just grapple you instead.
Hey!
Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
That is a nat 20 that comes to a 28.
Okay, so the Balgura has a 17, so it reaches down to grab you, and you just, like, hold up your arms and, like, manage to push it away. It will try and grapple you again with its second fist attack.
No, I'd like to stay here, thank you. 12.
Okay, so you manage to push off the first attack, but then with the second one it manages to grab you. And it is going to just then, like, drag you back, just away from the wizard.
How tall is this guy?
He's a large fiend, so, like...
Oh, so he's bigger than me?
10, 12 feet tall, yeah.
Boo.
Drags you back.
Are we headed towards the water or headed more inland?
More inland, like back towards the tree. Everybody's scared of the water at this point.
As well you should be!
The second one is going to follow and is going to attack you while his buddy's grappling you. This one is going to give himself advantage on all his attacks. In return, any attacks against him have advantage. Ooh, but that means he crits with the bite.
Ah, you're disgusting.
So you take 18 damage from that. And then with the fists... Oh, this one actually misses, even with advantage. This one hits. So then an additional... just 5 bludgeoning damage.
All right, Malachi's well and bloodied.
Okay.
I'm gonna get an infection. You probably have nasty shit in your mouth.
Yeah, you can smell sulfur as this thing's mouth, straight from the pits of hell, is
Bad.
just chewing on you.
Sulfur is like the worst element.
That is the brawlers. Awesome. They are both going to attack Regin, because Regin is the one who's there. So this first one is going to try to grab you. And this is the super injured one that Finn did a lot of damage to. Regin, does a 18 hit you?
It does.
Okay, so you get grappled. You take 7 bludgeoning damage, which is halved to 4. And then he's going to use his haymaker attack. So that...
Get those fists up, Regin! Block!
I think he actually misses with it. 14 to hit?
Misses.
Okay, so you manage to keep him from being able to throw you to the ground.
He's just holding me. Like, hey!
He's just holding you. The other one is also going to try to grab you, I think, because you're still kind of interposed there. So, damn. Misses with his first grab. He'll try with the second one. 17?
Hits.
Hits with that one. So you take an additional just 4 half to 2 bludgeoning damage, and now have both of these guys, like, one has you in a headlock and the other is, like, holding onto your arms. Okay, that is Finn's turn.
Okay. So within 10 feet of me are currently 2 brawlers, 2 torchbearers, and Regin.
Yes.
I gotta say, I do not like being crowded like this. Regin, excuse me, I like, lean my head in to, like, talk to Regin. It's like, oh, excuse me, just give me a second here, to the grapplers. Regin, can you take a hit right now? How tough you feeling?
I can always take a hit.
Haha, yeah.
That's not true. Malachi shouts.
Oh, oops, I thought I was whispering. I look at the grapplers. Ignore me.
I know what Reagan's saying when he makes that face.
Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna cast Arms of Hadar.
Great.
I'm pretty sure you survived this last time, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to bite the guy who's holding me.
As black tendrils burst out of me and lash out at everybody, and they all need to make strength saves.
Strength saves, okay. First brawler fails, second one passes. Both conduits fail.
Yeah, so 17 strength save.
So you fail.
Oh.
Okay. So everyone who fails takes 27 necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
And the one guy who succeeded takes half of that.
Okay.
And as I'm doing that, as I'm bursting forth with this monstrous energy, my normal tentacle, which had already been summoned, wraps around Regin, making it the third thing wrapping around Regin at this point to shield him and cut that in half.
Well, the tentacle can take the place of the brawler who just drops to the ground dead. So you take 13, Regin. Both conduits are immediately so injured. And one of the brawlers, the one you'd already hit, is dead. The other one still looks okay.
Perfect. And now everyone who failed that save cannot take reactions.
Whoa.
Great.
Until their next turn. So I am just gonna run away.
Cool.
Run over to me so you get aura.
Malachi, there's scary gorillas over there.
It's okay. I remembered something I've got up my sleeve, or should I say in my pocket.
Malachi's head is in a gorilla's mouth as he's saying this.
Ew, no.
Wow, just like the circus. I'm going to run inland, and I want to position myself so that I am between Malachi and the tree. So I'm just barely within aura.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Finn.
You are dangerously close to these gorillas, but Malachi's closer.
And bonus action, my tentacle just dissipated after helping Regin out, and it reappears right next to Regin again and smacks the guy grappling him.
Okay.
With a 20 to hit.
Hits.
1 damage.
Hell yeah.
Bink.
Now shout, you got this, Regin! Go, Regin!
You know, necrotic damage feels worse once you've died recently.
That's your turn, Regin.
Okay, I'm gonna break this grapple. Nat 20.
Great.
Ka-chow.
Yeah, you break out of the grapple.
Nice. Was that my action?
You know what? It's supposed to be your action, but with a nat 20, I'll let you do it with your movement.
Nice. How's the tree looking?
Still on fire. But only a little bit on fire.
Has it taken any more damage?
Only a little bit. It's still well above bloodied.
Okay. I am going to beat the shit out of the guy who is grappling me.
Go for it.
Nat 1.
Ugh.
You win some, you lose some.
He's startlingly quick once he's not holding on to you, and he just jukes out of the way.
You're engrossed in his eyes.
My blood flow is concentrated elsewhere. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point and use magical guidance to reroll.
Awesome.
Fuck this. Fuck you. Alright, 21 to hit.
That hits.
11 damage.
Cool. He's now bloodied.
He is also now the target of my babies.
Wow. Yeah, the spectral dragons are pecking at him. Okay, anything else?
So because this guy now has dis on any attack roll that isn't against me, I would like to kind of goad him away from the tree a bit.
Okay. Yeah, he's pretty focused on you. He looks like he's perfectly content to keep fighting you.
So I'm going to take us like another 10 feet away from the tree.
Awesome.
Into the water, yes!
At the end of the round, the tree does take an additional 8 fire damage from being on fire, putting it at 69 health.
Nice.
Cool. So, top of the next round, this fourth boat makes landfall with these 3 soldiers in it.
Who the hell?
Also kind of wearing, like, lighter armor, look like they're faster, trained to be faster, troops.
I hate fast guys.
They're here now.
Maybe we should have kept some of our backup.
Flora! Flora!
There's only one more boat out there, and it only has 3 guys in it, you can see. Because the tree is still on fire, the devils are not going to try to set it on fire again. They are just going to try and set you guys on fire
Hey,
instead.
what the hell?
This one is going to, actually, he's gonna run up and just attack Regin in melee.
Goddamn.
So, misses with his tail and with one of his claws, but hits with the other claw.
Okay.
You take 6 half to 3 piercing damage. This other devil is going to scamper over and attack Finn.
Oh, no.
Hits with the tail and one of the claws, gets a nat 1 on the other claw. Just 5 piercing damage from the tail, and then 5 again from the claw, so total of 10 piercing damage.
I look at him and there's a beat, and then I just go, hey! Ow!
He just hisses in your face.
What?
They're fucking gross, Finn. I told you.
What are those, barbs? Spines? You think you're a pufferfish or something? You wish.
Okay, that'll be the conduits. You see both of them, like, back away from you guys, and they're both going to use these rods to make, like, a melee, like, throw, like, a mini, blast of fire out at, one will aim at Regin, one will aim at Finn, same as the devils did. So at Regin, that's a 24 to hit. So you take 9 fire damage. And Mrs. Finn. I've rolled a lot of nat ones, guys.
Keep going.
The fireball whizzes past us, and I say to the devil right in front of me, hey, I think that guy's trying to shoot you.
And again, both of these guys are, like, limping. They are very, very, very hurt. That's the wizard's turn. My god. She will...
Hey, walk 5 feet closer.
I don't think I will. She's going to shoot a gust of wind that just, like, jets out from her.
Sure, put out the fire.
Yeah, she's angling it. She's got 18 intelligence. She's angling it so it's not going to hit the tree.
Damn.
She's basically blasting it, like, right at you and the Barlgora's Malachi to try and keep you away from her. Seems to still be her main goal here. That is your turn, Malachi.
Oh, man.
You are grappled by a Barlgora, have another one standing right next to you, and are being... If you get out of the grapple, you will have to make a save against the gust of wind.
Yeah.
The wizard and both conduits are, like, on death's door. The brawler that's fighting with Regin is, like, right at bloodied.
And all the demons are alive?
All the demons are alive, but you know that they're summoned, like, none of the demons have even been hit, but you know that they're summoned creatures. Additionally, I would allow you to make an intelligence check to see if you, like, know the significance of that.
That is a flat 17.
Cool. So you know that summoning spells, generally, when they end, either by the caster dropping them or losing concentration, usually either the creature disappears or it goes wild. I would say that you can sort of tell by, especially now that you're being held by this demon, it feels like its presence on this plane is not entirely solid, which makes you think that probably they'll just disappear if you kill the pyromancer.
All right, so Malachi is going to, like, sort of, like, tilt his head up to look at the guy grappling him.
Oh. That was a gorilla noise.
Yeah, it was.
You need to brush your teeth.
Oh.
Remember that when you go back. And I misty step out of his arms over directly into the space of the wizard.
Cool.
And what am I doing? I'm attacking her, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast a first level smite.
Okay.
Divine smite, that is. If I attack and hit. But I do hit, because that is a 22.
Beautiful.
33 damage.
Cool. You kill her fully many times. You...
Right as Malachi's about to strike, I shout, tell us your name so we can put her on your grave!
Never!
Ah!
Weird name. And Malachi kills her.
She does arcane shield anyway. You hit right through the shield, but
Sick.
you do still need to make the Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
As she dies, this is her last action.
21.
Cool. So once again, you hold your ground and blast right through this explosion of hot air and fire that comes out as you smash through her shield and cut her down. All 4 of the summoned fiends kind of flicker. You see the one Barlgora, like, gently touching his big gorilla teeth as he vanishes. Yes! And all 4 of them disappear.
I think you really got to him, Malachi.
Oh, you know, maybe I'll do a tour someday.
Of hell?
Demons should be able to have good dental hygiene also.
That's beautiful.
Maybe then they wouldn't smell like sulfur all the time.
Malachi, you have a second attack.
Oh yeah, I sure do. Hey, is anybody around me?
Yeah, you have all your movement. I will say, you can get to the new guys for sure.
Oh.
The others, the conduits are, like, running away, basically, without deserting fully. And the brawlers engaged with Regin, so they're pretty far back, but the new guys just got here. They're just stepping out of the boat.
And what are they holding again? Oh, they're just, like, speedy?
Yes, although they do have weapons. Axes.
Hey!
And javelins.
Mine's bigger. Malachi attacks one.
It is, yes. Cool.
18 to hit?
Yes, 18 does hit.
All right, we're just gonna normal hit this guy then.
Awesome.
30 damage to this guy.
Cool. You kill him.
Oh, whoa.
These guys are speedy but not strong.
Malachi, like, hits him and is like, oh.
Are we sure they were even part of this? They just got here.
Yeah, you cut this one down immediately and the others, like, turn to face you.
Malachi looks, like, very surprised.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were tougher, sorry.
Both of the others are going to just attack you. They kind of, like, exchange a glance with each other and then just
No, that's fair.
charge at you.
That's, yeah.
First one hits, that's a 24. So you take 13 slashing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. A 25.
Cool, you manage to, he tries to sweep your feet out from under you, but you manage to keep your footing.
I have a very strong low center of gravity.
They've only got one attack each, so the other will attack now. Yeah, you keep your center of gravity so low that you manage to dodge under the attack from the other guy.
Malachi's fully in limbo pose.
That is this brawler's turn. Remind me, Regin, you got out of the grapple, right?
I broke out, yeah.
Great, he's gonna try and grapple you again. Hits. That is a, 21. So you take 6 halved to 3 bludgeoning damage and are once again grappled, and now he's gonna try to drive you into the ground. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so an additional 11 halved to 5 bludgeoning damage. That is Finn's turn.
Are the conduits running towards the tree, or are they just, getting out of here?
It seems like priority 1 is being away from you guys, but they're not leaving the battle. They are still in the area, and you can see they keep darting glances over to the tree, like they're trying to figure out how to keep affecting it.
Alright, yeah, I am gonna draw a bead on those two with the torches and fire some Eldritch Blasts.
Awesome. Roll them separately, because you might, yeah.
23, 16, and 16.
Okay, so those will all hit, so do them one by one.
6 on the first one.
Kills him.
Just like Malachi, I'm taken aback. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't think that was gonna do it itself. Oh, he's just a pink mist. Oh, boy. And then 12.
Yep, that does it for the other one. So you can direct your third beam at someone else if you'd like.
Okay.
You've got the one brawler, you've got the 2 guys who are squaring up with Malachi, and then you've got one more boat still in the water.
All right, I'm gonna target the one brawler who's still with Regin.
Great.
And that is...
He is actually going to use his reaction. He tries to pull Regin in front of him to block the Eldritch Blast.
Yo!
So tell me what you rolled to hit, Andy.
19.
Okay, that's high enough that you still hit him and not Regin.
Okay.
It's created a zone between his armor class and the number where you hit Regin instead, but you still hit him.
Good aim.
Okay, that's 12 damage.
Great.
I fire all 3 of my Eldritch Blasts at the conduits, and after they get vaporized by the first 2, I focus with all my might, and the third one curves around and boomerangs back to hit the grappler.
The third one goes,
Awesome.
Yeah, it skids to a halt in midair, turns around, and takes off again.
it scratches its head with its little tail like it's confused as to where it's supposed to be going.
Okay, Regin, that is you. Unless, Finn, bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action. My tentacle is gonna smack that grappler too.
Great.
Smack that grappler.
26 to hit.
Hits.
3 damage.
Awesome.
This whole turn, I'm using these attacks and yelling, Regin, duck! Regin, move to your left! Regin, look out!
I'm in a fucking figure 4, I can't!
I'm going to move closer to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
If I have the movement, I want to be 10 feet from the tree.
The last boat is just a bunch of guys with hand axes and a beaver.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and use my movement to break the grapple again.
Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action. Alright, fuck this. And I kind of wanna wiggle around so that I'm face down in his grip. And so that way, when I manifest my wings, they just pop him in the fucking face.
Yeah, he's very confused about what the hell you're doing, and then these wings blast out and just catch him in the chin.
As I'm like wiggling around, like, oh, sorry, just let me.
Regin, stop enjoying it!
14.
That just does it.
Cool. So now I have wings, and my action, which will be to bludgeon this man with a hammer again. 22 to hit.
Hits.
14 damage.
You kill him. You take the hammer, and right where the wing caught him, you slam the hammer. And yeah, this guy crumples to the ground. Cool. Everybody else who's still arriving looks very unsure about whether they should still be arriving, but at least the tree is still on fire.
It's crazy that you even bothered to come this far.
It does take an additional... people get in trouble for mutinying, someone shouts.
Well, I'm still here.
Yeah, we're well aware. The tree takes 10 more damage.
I'm imagining that they had to like sit through a whole PowerPoint presentation on what to do if you run into Malachi Kassir. A seminar hand-curated by Caleb, whatever the fuck his name is.
Do not listen to him about deserting. It's a bad idea.
And it's all outdated information back from when I was level 1.
Okay, the last boat arrives with these 3 guys in it. Again, they don't look happy to be here, but they're here. And Malachi, there's no one above you in initiative now, so it's your turn.
Hey!
Everyone above you in initiative is dead or got vanished.
Alright. Yeah. So I'm next to 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attack one of these guys.
Go for it.
Hey, Malachi says to the one behind the one he just killed. I rolled a 22 to hit.
Yep.
And I attack him for 23 damage to this guy.
Cool. That, kills him.
Whoa! Okay. Malachi, despite having killed the other guy in one hit, looks again taken aback, and he's like, man, did they, like, pull you guys off the streets? What's going on here?
You're level 12, man!
Hey, where did you get that intel?
I guess all the tough guys were on the boats I sank. Which, nice!
Hey, these are fairly standard soldiers. Like, these guys are not weaklings. You're just strong.
How do you know what level I am?
Oh, hold on. Let me do this guy's one. As he gets cut down, he does get to make one attack against
for
you.
him.
It's almost forgetting one of their main abilities.
His final act.
And he does hit. So that is,
It's like when you step on a bee and it stings you.
yeah. Ooh, Jesus. Max damage from him. So, 15 slashing damage, Malachi.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll attack the last guy with my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose a 12 hits this man.
No.
Alright, fair enough.
Cool.
So there's just the one guy?
Yeah.
I'll risk his opportunity attack to get back in aura range of my buddies.
Okay. He will try it then. Ooh, hits. So you take, 12 slashing damage.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Always the danger.
Malachi's not looking hot, but he can take another hit.
Okay. Because none of these guys are engaged in active combat right now, I'm going to go ahead and make a morale check for them, because these are, at this point, just normal soldiers without a, like, commanding presence here. So I'm going to make a morale check. Finn sank their whole fleet. Malachi keeps cutting down guys in one hit. The tree is still on fire, which makes them think they sort of did their job.
Regin's getting off on this.
Yeah, no one wants to go anywhere near what the hell's happening over there.
Don't look at that. You'll go blind.
I don't think it's been in any of the briefings that Regin has wings. So...
You want to join the winning side?
Cool. All 4 of them sort of, like, look at each other, and then what happens is they start running, like, toward the larger battle that is raging, where they'll have reinforcements. So, they're not attacking you guys. If you would like to shoot them in the back, feel free. They are definitely still, they're not, like, leaving the island. They're just trying to get to where it won't be 4 against 3, somewhat legendary heroes. Finn,
Shoot him in the back!
That is your turn now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot him in the back.
Great.
Just think of this as me reminding you why you should fear the depths, alright? That's a 17, a 25, and a 22.
All of those hit.
9 on the first one.
Okay.
13 on the second.
Cool. That's exactly, those two together are exactly what you need to kill one guy.
All right.
And 9 on the third.
Beautiful. Bonus action?
I move my tentacle over to be right in front of them to smack them.
Great.
Slap him across the face.
Last chance to dessert, fellas! 16 to hit.
Hits. Just barely.
6 damage to the one that I hit with the blast.
Cool. He's still up. Cool. Regin, that is you. I will again, the tree's still on fire. Although it's got 59 hit points.
Yeah, I'm once again gonna cast Control Flames, extinguish the tree.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna use my 35-foot fly speed to catch up with whichever guy is still alive.
There's 3 still alive.
And land on top of it.
Great.
And I just land on top of that.
Yeah, you can land on top of the injured one.
I still don't really know how to land.
You're trying to make it like this cool, intimidating, and instead you just fully crash with this one. Send you both rolling onto the ground. Beautiful. Malachi, that's your turn.
How far away did they get?
So they were able to dash.
Okay.
So they're outside. You can't get to them to do a melee attack without Misty stepping.
Well, if I can't catch up to melee attack, then Malachi's just gonna start treating this fight like it's over. I guess.
Okay. There is still stuff going on Luola, so you can sort of catch your breath and start looking around.
But I am going to start doing some damage control here.
Cool.
Starting with, I will cure wounds Finn.
I love being rewarded for shooting fleeing combatants.
Great job, Finn. Oh, does Finn get max back from this because of his ability, or?
Yes, if Nurgle's within 100 feet of me, which is sort of ambiguous. I guess up to Hannah.
He can be within 100 feet of you, that's fine.
Nice. Then yeah, get max.
So you get 21 HP.
He sort of swoops down.
I feel great. Oh, hey, Nurgle, welcome back. You, didn't miss much, honestly.
Nurgle sounds a little bit alarmed.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Anything else, Malachi?
Yeah, no, I think that's all I can do for now. I mean, I guess I'll start heading towards the direction of the next battle, but I'll, go at a pace that my friends can go with me.
Yeah, you kind of, you start moving in the direction that Regin went. The other 2 guys who are fleeing move their full 60 feet and make it around a corner. The one injured one that Regin tackled is going to flip over and try and attack him because he can't really do anything else. Well, he doesn't hit with that one. That's an 11. Hits on the second attack. And Regin, you take 6 slashing damage, halved to 3 because of rage. Then it is Finn's turn.
I look at Nurgle and I'm like, what is it? What is it? What's wrong?
Yeah, so you, Finn, now that you're sort of out of active combat, you get a chance to look around, and to sort of get your bearings outside of this very zoomed in battle that you guys have been in. Your side of the island, thoroughly defended. The east side has held well. The fire is out on the tree. It looks a little singed, but it's still standing. But you can see that above you, the shield is flickering a little bit, as if the other trees maybe are not as healthy as your tree has been. Additionally, you're hearing kind of shouts from the south side of the island, from the docks, that sound not the sorts of things that you want to be hearing. You're hearing far more like triumphant war horns from Lithios and Malachi. Those signals that you still remember are telling them to keep pushing the advantage rather than anything telling them to fall back. Nurgle seems concerned.
Okay, and the south side is where our allies all went?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's forget those guys. They're probably gonna, run into a tree branch and die instantly from it. We should go help our friends. It sounds like they're not doing too great.
Where here?
That's where those guys are headed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the direction they're going?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, Finn holds up 2 L's in front of his face to figure out which direction is which, and is like, oh, sorry, I meant let's pursue those guys. We need to go help our allies on the south side docks.
Cool, so you start running. You want to dash?
I don't want to catch up to those guys.
Yeah, they're still 100, they're 120 feet in front of you and went around a corner at this point. So the only one who's keeping us still in initiative is the one that Regin has pinned.
Okay, yeah, I am going to dash in that direction, and for a bonus action, I will bring my tentacle over to hit the guy who Regin has pinned.
Perfect.
14 to hit?
Misses, unfortunately. Okay, Regin, that's you.
I'm just gonna try and kill this guy.
Awesome.
Did he take any, like, bludgeoning damage from 200 pounds of airborne man slamming into him?
Sure. He can take 1d6 of... He takes 1.
All right.
He took 1 from that.
I rolled a 2 and a 3. I'm, like, trying to swing at him, but I, like, can't quite figure out how, like, my hammer works at this close range, and my arms are, like, getting stuck in my wings.
Yeah.
I kick him in the nuts.
So it's just very messy. Malachi, that's your turn.
Archery is, like, fine, though. We don't anticipate anyone else coming in.
Yeah. You put it out, you're good. At least for right now, yeah.
Whatever. I'll just attack this dude. Well, actually, Regin's got this dude.
I'm not doing a good job.
Okay, I'll attack this dude.
Goes on for another 5 rounds of Regin and this guy just missing.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, hits.
20 damage to this man.
Yeah, that kills him. Where him and Regin are flailing around on the ground, Regin, you manage to, like, spin him into a position where Malachi, as you run by, you're able to just swing it down with your axe. Cool. We are out of initiative. You hear the bells ringing around you, the sounds of battle coming from elsewhere on the island. You guys start to run, healing yourselves and sort of regrouping as you go. After where those last 2 fleeing soldiers went, to the direction of where you can hear the battle and toward where Nurgle is clearly trying to get you to go. You come around the corner into the village proper and can see that your squad is engaged in a pretty overwhelming fight against a group of Lythiosian soldiers. You can also see that, like, spread out in front of you, this is a better vantage point to be able to see what's really going on, and Erebraer is definitely losing. It's close. There's a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of dead soldiers from Lithios lying on the ground as well, but you can see fires going up from some of the buildings. You can see that shield still wavering over your head. You can see that beyond it, there's just this overwhelming number of ships. It feels like they have just infinite reinforcements. Your friends and allies are bloodied, kind of like barely holding their ground. Past them, you can see like druids in animal forms and with animal companions facing off against these soldiers, but you can see them being cut down. And it's this sort of moment of you guys had been feeling good because you'd so successfully held your side of the island, but the rest of the battle around you is not going nearly as well. That is, until a beam of light pierces through the overcast clouds above. It comes from somewhere above your heads, streaking over all of Luola like a comet, and directly striking one of the Lithios flagships. This is longer range than anything you've got or anything Lithios has got. You see the flagship's sails immediately go up in flames, as all eyes turn to the source of the light, where a gap is opening in the cloud cover. Through that gap comes sailing a beautiful and familiar airship. It's clearly undergone some modifications, a fresh coat of paint, some new sails affording it a greater degree of control, and of course this beautiful, spindly, clockwork cannon of light mounted on the front of the ship that even now is already starting to charge up for another blast. A figure steps to the prow of the airship and leaps off, her massive clockwork wings unfurling behind her, backlit by the artificial sun building size in the cannon. She soars down closer to the island below, her silver hair fanning out behind her, and raises a longsword and shouts in a voice that echoes even above the sounds of the battles that still rage below. "Instruments of the Empire, stand down! Flee, or divine justice will be wrought this day!" As she says this, the cannon on the airship fires again, setting another flagship on fire. You can see your allies in the group closest to you are looking. You see, as you guys come around the corner, you make eye contact with Nell and Alden and Shiloh, who all have this look of the same look on their face that I'm seeing on your faces right now of, are you fucking kidding me? But the rest of Erebrare's forces seem to rally. They lunge forward, and you can see that the Lithios forces are pulling back. Another, huge wave surges up in the ocean, conjured by some druid or cleric, presumably, and knocks one of the Lithios rowboats that was coming into the ocean. And you can see that the tide of the battle shifts slightly. And it's at this point that the adventurer looks down at the group of you and smiles.
It's definitely because we showed up.
And that's where we will end.
I give her a peace sign with my mage hand.
That's where we will end our session.
This is gonna be weird, isn't it?
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed that, which we, as always, certainly hope that you did, you can find us other places on social media. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Or you can swim on over to patreon.com/shipoffools if you'd like to support the show and get access to a lot of our fun bonus content, including the Mud Bath, the show where we sink into a temperature-ambiguous bath of mud and discuss the events of the episode. So if you're interested in that, again, that's patreon.com/shipoffools. As usual, we have some people to thank. Thank you to Theo Golden for his beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you to Lucas Mangold for his theme music for Ship of Fools. You can hit him up at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com if you have any music needs. And we will be back with the next episode of Ship of Fools on June 27th. Until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye!
I don't get out of the water. I just swim alongside the bridge. It's fewer steps this way.
Yeah, but you're using more of the rest of your body.
No, steps as in steps on a process, not like...
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, you got played by a homonym. No. Homophone.
What?
Homophone?
Stop.
Homonym.
Stop. If I hear one more homo out of your mouth, it's done.
What's done?